Hello and welcome to Learning with CS Anand Kankani, and in this video we are going to discuss couple of things which are related to foreign exchange. We will first understand what is called as exchange rate. Then we are going to understand the concept of home currency and foreign currency. Then we are going to discuss the concept of bid and ask. Then we'll cover something called as direct quote and indirect quote, and how to convert the direct quote from indirect quote. So basically the conversion from direct quote to indirect quote and vice versa. So all this we are going to cover in this video lecture. So what is an exchange rate? So exchange rate, when it comes to currency, it means what unit of your home currency is equal to the foreign currency. So basically exchange rate is the price of one currency which is expressed in terms of another currency. So here there are two currencies involved, and whatever is the value of one currency with respect to another currency, that is called as exchange rate. For example, if I say $1 is equal to rupees 70, so this is the exchange rate, and here it represents that by giving $1 you can get 70 rupees, or to buy $1 you need to pay 70 rupees. So this is the exchange rate. And whenever we talk about exchange rate, there will be at least two currencies involved, where you sell one currency and you buy the other. So in this case it is possible that you may sell dollar and you are buying rupees, or it is you are selling rupees and you are buying dollar. Either way you will fall in any of the two categories. So this is what is all about exchange rate. Now let us discuss what is the concept of home currency and foreign currency. So home currency is the country's own currency. Like for India it is rupees, or normally in international trade parlance it is called as Indian rupee. Rest all other currencies for India are what? Foreign currency. So own country's own currency becomes home currency, and any other currency other than home currency will be foreign currency. So for India, US dollar is a foreign currency, then yen is a foreign currency, pound is a foreign currency. Whatever other than rupee will be what? It will be foreign currency. Now let us understand the concept of bid and ask rate. Bid represents the rate at which bank buys a currency, and ask represents the rate at which bank sells the currency. Now which currency we are going to discuss now? So I just mentioned $1 is equal to rupees 70. So here this is called as the left hand side currency, and this will be called as the right hand side currency. So whatever the bid and ask rate is given, it is always for the left hand side currency and not for the right hand side currency. Now before I proceed further, I need to make you guys acquainted with the concept of one-way quote and two-way quote, so that you understand the significance of bid and ask and why I have mentioned the left hand side currency in the exchange rate. So if you see a exchange rate something like this, for example $1 is equal to 70 rupees. Here this is called as one-way quote. This represents what? That when you are going to sell dollar, bank is going to give you 70 rupees, and when you are going to purchase dollar, bank will ask for 70 rupees. So 70 is the buy rate and 70 is only the sell rate. So this is called as one-way quote. So the bid price is also 70 and the ask price is also 70. So when both bid and ask are same, it is called as one-way quote. However, when we talk about two-way quote, you'll find something like this. The exchange rate which will be represented like this: 70, 72, which you see practically also. Now what does this represents? Now this 70 rupees is what bid and 72 is what it is ask. Now what does this mean? That if you are going to sell dollar, bank is going to give you 70 rupees, but if you are going to buy dollar, bank will ask for 72 rupees. Now here dollar is what? Dollar is the left hand side currency and rupee is the right hand side currency. So the bid and ask is always for the left hand side currency here. So here bank will buy dollar for 70 rupees and bank will sell dollar for 72 rupees. Always keep one thing in mind, that these exchange rates, the two-way quotes, they are always mentioned from the bank's point of view. Therefore, the bid price will always be less than the ask price, because bank is always going to buy at low and sell at high. And this is the thumb rule. Like you can see in this case also, bank is going to buy dollar for 70 rupees, but bank is going to sell the dollar for 72 rupees. So what's up with the difference between these 2 rupees? This 2 rupee represents the income for the bank, and this 2 rupees is called as spread. So the concept that comes out is, bid is the price at which bank buy and ask is the price at which bank sells. If bank buys at bid, this means the customer is going to sell the foreign exchange at bid price, and if bank sells at ask price, this means the customer will buy the foreign currency at the ask price. This chart is really very important for you all to know that at what price who purchases and who sells. The difference between the bid and ask is called as spread, which represents the income for the bank. Also, the quotes are always from the bank's point of view. So always make sure that you get the bid price, which is always less than the ask price. The ask will always be more, because bank will always sell at high and bank will always buy at low. I hope the concept of ask and bid is clear. Now let's understand the concept of direct quote and indirect quote. Let's represent direct quote with DQ and indirect quote with IDQ. So if I talk about direct quote means what is the value of home currency for 1 unit of foreign currency. And the indirect quote is going to be right opposite of what is direct quote. It will represent what is the value of foreign currency for 1 unit of home currency. So if I mention $1 is equal to rupees 70, this represents what? This is a direct quote for India, but this is indirect quote for USA. Now let us understand the concept of conversion from direct quote to indirect quote. Now when we talk about conversion from direct quote to indirect quote, we need to see whether the quotes are one way or they are two-way quotes. If it's a one-way quote, then there is no problem, because the indirect quote is equal to 1 divided by the direct quote. But in case of two-way quote, we will have two prices. One is bid, another is ask. So let's cover this at a later stage and take an example first for the one-way quote, and then we head back to the two-way quote. So for example, $1 is equal to rupees 70. This is direct quote for India and this is indirect quote for USA. Now if you want to convert this and find out the direct quote for USA, all you have to do is simply divide this by 70, which comes out to 0.014285. It is advisable to go up to 5 digits after decimal. So what does this mean? It means that 1 rupee is equal to $0.014285. Now this is what? This is direct quote for USA and this is indirect quote for India. So there is no problem as far as one-way quote is concerned. Now let us understand how we calculate the direct quote and indirect quote when two-way quotes are given. For example, $1 is equal to, let's say, rupees 65, and here I write, let's say, 68. Now 65 represents what? Bid, and 68 represents what? ask. And this is again direct quote for India, and this is indirect quote for USA. Now, direct quote can be converted into indirect quote by taking the reciprocal of the bid and ask and by switching its position. So here, if I have to calculate the indirect quote for India or direct quote for USA, I would write here 1 rupee is equal to 1 upon. Now, I have to take reciprocal and I have to switch the position. So it will be 1 upon ask, and here it will be 1 upon bid. So in this case, I'll write 1 upon 68, and here it will be 1 divided by 65, and this comes out to 0.014705, and when we calculate this we get 0.15384. So 1 rupee is equal to dollar this. So direct quote for India was $1 is equal to rupees 65, and the ask price was 68. However, the indirect quote for India will be what? It will be 1 rupee equal to dollar 0.014705 and 0.015384. This side represents what? This is bid, this represents what? Ask. And if you see here also, the bid is less than the ask. The ask price will always be more. So whenever you convert any quote from direct to indirect, always check at the end whether the bid price is less and ask price is more. If the ask is more, bid is less, then most probably you have got it right if you have not done any calculation error. Otherwise, recheck your calculation, because the ask price can never be less than the bid price. So in this short video, we discussed exchange rate. We also understood what is home currency, what is foreign currency. We understood the concept of bid and ask, and while understanding the concept of bid and ask, we understood the concept of one-way quote and two-way quote. Then we learned the concept of direct quote, indirect quote, and its conversion. That's all in this video. If you like this video, don't forget to share a comment and like this video. And in case you want to stay updated with more such videos, do press the subscribe button and the bell icon to stay notified with any such video I upload on YouTube. Thanks for listening. Take care. Bye bye. Happy learning.